Now, the big thing to get to here today is what's on Denny's mind is the dead body out front of his dad's gate.
Yeah, what a tease this is.
I mean, this is pretty unreal. And we'll have some photos to show you here in a minute, but you have those high fences, the wooden fences that you often see, and the photos that Denny sent today, his dad was snapping photos of a dead body that was laying there. The cops were there taking photos of the dead body, and this is from a gunshot wound?
It is. So just to paint a picture, my parents live in a cul-de-sac, and at the middle of the cul-de-sac is an entrance to a bike trail or a hiking trail that you can take, and a lot of people go through this trail. You can start at one end of the neighborhood and then walk to the other end where my dad's house is.
It's out in Colorado?
Out in Colorado. And behind his house is the trail, and there's a creek that everyone walks along. It's a long creek that takes you about a mile to the other end of the neighborhood. And at where his base is, he does see a lot of people going by. So this didn't catch his attention immediately, but he was on the back porch, and he looked down, and he saw legs through the fence and through the tree, slightly obstructed. He saw just legs laying there, and he thought maybe somebody was just, because sometimes people will just picnic there too. Sometimes homeless people, because right now it's winter in Colorado, so sometimes the homeless people will find a pipe or something and climb into it, which there is. Through the creek, there's 2 pipes that lead to it that all empty into it, and it all goes down the creek. And so he just assumed that was it. Well, he was walking through the house, and he was upstairs putting away stuff, and he got a better view from this angle of the house, and he still saw that person laying there. He goes, all right, I gotta go see what the heck's going on. This is something wrong. So he walks around, goes outside the gate and looks at the guy, and the guy was gunshot. He goes, oh my God, this guy's been
was the first
shot.
to see him then.
Well, he reported it. And the cops came, and then they started interrogating him.
I always wondered that.
They did.
I always wonder if you find a dead body and you just stumble upon it, are you automatically just suspect number one to the cops?
So when he reported it, they were looking at the body, and they had another team come in and interrogate him. My brother had stopped by, so they interrogated my brother, and they were asking how he didn't hear it, but my dad ran out that morning. He said, I was gone for less than an hour. He's like, I just ran out to go get my pills and come back.
Yeah.
It must have happened during that time. So,
and speaking of these pills, Mr.
Yeah, that's
Dewar,
what he was telling them. They started, he's like, well, after my 1 hour interrogation, they realized I wasn't the culprit.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Wow, what a story.
There's no resolution as to who shot him.
Nothing yet.
Got there.
This just happened. So this was Saturday, I think. So
wow. Okay.
Wow.
So he was like, if there was no gunshots, because they started interrogating, or they went around the neighborhood asking people if they heard gunshots or anything, and nobody reported any. So then I'm thinking, did they just dump the body here? They pulled up. It's a hiking path entrance. They just grabbed him, chucked him over there.
Oh my goodness!
And then just dipped out.
That's crazy. He was looking out the window and saw feet.
He just goes,
his feet are still there.
He goes, man, that's so weird. Because from where the porch is, the porch is much lower in the house, and it's off to the left side, across from the fence, so it kind of gives you a worse view. But when you're upstairs in the room that is his office, he looks out. It looks directly over the path, and that's where he saw the body just laying there. And he goes, "Man, something's got to be wrong with this person." He didn't realize when he flipped him over, he's gonna have a gunshot.
That would shake me. I think that changes you. Was he shook up?
Yeah, he called the police immediately. He said he was looking out the window to see if anyone was coming by to check on the body, or obviously a criminal shouldn't do that, but he just didn't know what was going to happen. He didn't know why it was there. At first, he thought maybe it was, or somebody froze to death. Sometimes, not to be morbid, but sometimes they find the homeless frozen to death.
But when he sees the gunshot, he's probably like, oh my goodness.
He reported it immediately.
We have got an old-fashioned murder mystery here, Bird.
We do, and it kind of makes you understand why sometimes people don't report crimes.
Totally.
Because your dad, for an hour, they probably thought he had something to do with it.
Well, I assume they've got to start eliminating suspects. And so they are like, okay, he's the first person to report it. Let's make sure it's not this guy who shot him. And be like, oh, yeah, police, I just found this dead body.
Did you say your dad moved the body?
No, he didn't move. He went up there and he saw the guy was there, so he went to like poke it, and he was like, "Oh my God, this guy's been shot."
He touched the body though.
With his shoe, yes.
Wow, so he's got
With
DNA.
his shoe.
He did. Well, he thought. Well, because normally you would go up to a person, you would think that maybe they were passed out, maybe something was up. He was kind of just poking him to see if he was alive, and he goes, "Oh my God, this guy's been shot."
Dang.
And then he just reported it to the police.
You're right too. That would freak me out. Thinking, did the person that dumped the body, are they watching me? Do they know that I'm...
Well, that's what he thought. He goes, if they saw me, are they going to try to eliminate me now? So he went in the house. He's like listening for his dog to bark. He goes, it was kind of eerie. And then the cops came, and he's like, then I got interrogated for an hour.
Wow. That's quite a story.
I'll put the pictures up. You can see by the slump position why he kind of had to push him a little bit with his foot to see like what was going on.
Likely story.
Dang. Okay.
Oh, I was gone for an hour.
This is how we do. It's the KBJ Show.